Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm Sierra, and this is Sierra the Book Addict. Today we're going to be doing a tag video. I was tagged by my dear friend Paige from Pages of Paige. I'll leave her in the description below. She created this tag of authors, book titles, words in general, and character names that are really hard to pronounce. I have a list of them here on my phone, and we're going to talk about them. So the first one is actually from a book I read recently, known as The Flight of Dreams, and it's the author's name that I cannot pronounce. So the first name is Ariel, which is simple, but Lahon, yeah, that one's tough. Lahon. Ugh. So, that's great. So, for each author I mention, I will have them linked in the description. If it's the book I'm talking about, or the book I've read by the author. So, that one was Flight of Dreams, which I read. The next is The Witches by here's Roald Dahl. I love him, but pronunciation of the name is so bad now. I've seen it pronounced how it's supposed to be pronounced, and I don't think I hit the nail on the head. Roald Dahl? Ooh, okay. Don't roast me in the comments for that one, please. I'm trying. The Bowers by Mary Norton. The character Homily, the mother figure of the little people, I always thought it was pronounced homily. Like, homily here where I live is dried corn kernels. So for years I used to pronounce her name Homily instead of Homily. And then I realized my mistake. Oh, God. Next is Madeline by Ludwig Bellemans. Ooh. Yeah, that's actually quite sad for me because I love the Madeline series. I used to watch the TV show. So great. But every time, talk about the author, couldn't say his name. Still can't. Okay, so this one's a twofer. So this is Redwall. The series of Redwall. So for years, I always thought the author's name was Brian Jacques. It's actually Brian Jakes, if no one knew that. That was awkward, because I used to call him Jacques for years. Until I watched an interview on YouTube and realized I've been pronouncing it for like 20 years wrong. So that's great. Most of his titles I cannot pronounce in his books. Obviously, I'm not going to include any of them, except maybe one or two. So, like, Rilicon, Tagarang. Anyway, here's some interesting ones. I'm going to be doing a entire series on each of those books, so I'm not going to get into that today. But that, and also some of the characters have some very dynamic names that are really, really hard to pronounce. So it's part of the imagination to kind of interpret as you will, since he does not provide any sort of glossary of any sort of naming. I don't know, maybe there is one. Maybe not written by him. Comment below if you know that, because that would be really interesting to actually see. So, yeah, please let me know if you know that. The next is a Tolkien book. The Silmarillion. I haven't read it. I own it. I haven't read it. But Tolkien always has some interesting character names. For instance, I always thought that Aragorn was actually Aragon and not Arathon. Yeah. I was thinking of the series Aragon. And yeah. And even like the Queen of the Elves. I want to say it's Gwendolyn, that is not correct here. Oh my god. Anyway, you know who I'm talking about. Her name always used to throw me off as well. This one's a little funny actually. So, obviously, due to controversy of J.K. Rowling, we don't talk about this on this channel. Even though Harry Potter will always be very, very special in my heart. We don't go there. Anyway, obviously, I'm an American. I don't speak or understand some of the English names. So for years, I used to call Hermione, for like the entire set of the books, until I think the first movie, came out, and I learned how the actual pronunciation. I still called her Hermione for the rest of the series, because why change it? It was already embedded in my mind, so I'm not gonna go there, but yeah, that's the pronunciation of that. Hopefully I don't offend any Hermiones that actually might encounter this video. I am sorry. Next is a Nicholas Sparks book. I think a lot of people know I don't read romance very often, ever. But this one's an interesting one. So this is The Nights in Rodanthe. I read this years ago. Please tell me how to say this down below. I feel like such a moron trying to pronounce it. Rodanthe? It's probably not how you pronounce that. Yeah. So, the next book is The Tale of Despero. Now, when I first got this book, I did not know how to pronounce it. All I knew was the first word was Desperex. That's how I pronounced it. Till I learned it was Despero. That's fun. Also, the character in the book Midori. Was it Miguri or Midori? Someone please clarify this, because I always called her Miguri but I could be very, very, very wrong. Also, like the Italian rat dude, the one that was influencing Westgirl, his name didn't have a clue. Did not have a clue. This one's kind of a little closer to home. So this one's I'm Not Your Imperfect Mexican Daughter by Erica L. Sanchez. The character's name is Julia, but in Spanish it's actually Julia. I didn't know that, so I was getting very confused, thinking they were two separate people. No. Learned something new in that one. So now every time I see the word Julia comes to my mind. I'm like, no, do not turn her into a Hispanic character. Just get your mind straight. The next is the author for The Wrinkle in Time, which is Madeline, which L'Ingo. I am so sorry if I offend anyone who is French or Italian or has any of these names. Not trying to offend anyone, just can't pronounce. Yeah, still having trouble with that one. French, not my thing. The Essex Serpent by Sarah Perry. I always thought it was considered the Essex Serpent until I learned Essex. That was actually thanks to having chickens, because we had the Essex chicken. That was fun. Next is A Thing by Plato, which is Theaetetus. Why? Just why? Why make it difficult? Next one, The Silent Patient by Alex Michaelides. Sorry for butchering. But I couldn't recognize the book more, but when it was asked me who was the author, yeah. Next is Oedipus the King by Sophocles. It's a pointed sword. I don't think I should go there. Yeah, no, that's just great. I had to read that for college too, and still can't pronounce it properly. The author Edgewood Danticat. Well, that one hard way. I thought it was really Danticat for a long time. So the book I read was The Power to Create, I think it is. I'll link it down below with everything else, but yeah, that took a while to pronounce that for a long time. So this one's Indian inspired, so like not Native American, Indian, India. So I apologize for my horrible pronunciation. Obviously that's the whole point of this video, but still don't want to seem like I'm offending anyone. The Bhagavad Gita in the Mahabharata. Please tell me if I said that right. Oh, it's been a long time since I've read that, and I think we only just called it the first title, so don't shoot me. It's been a long time. I probably did not say that right. Next is the author Jodi Picoult. I just want to say Capulti. I know that's not right. Sorry. Don't yell at me. Next is Tale of Ganja. It's another Asian-inspired book. Classic, actually. Please comment down below if you know how to pronounce that. So, I traced her Simpson as a character, and this is in All the Light We Cannot See, which is one of my favorites. And yes, actually the German boy, which I found out is actually, it's not, if anyone reads this and is very confused, it is not Warner, like it looks. It's actually considered Werner Fenwick, instead of whatever, how you pronounce Pfennig. Yeah, no, Fenwick. Werner Fenwick. That took a long time to learn, and I'm still proud of myself I can remember that. Yay. So the next is most of the characters in the Fire of the Orange Tree. let's, yeah. A lot of them just right over my head. Next is another Indian-inspired one, and it's the Gita Govinda of the Jayadevir. I don't think I said that right. Which is the long song of the Dark Lord. And not the Dark Lord that you're probably thinking of. Yeah. Great. And so this was another, let's just move on. This is another author, which I know Caitlin from, I think, Manchester Cat reads. She also has a hard time pronouncing this, and I still don't know how to pronounce his name. Colum Toblin? I want to say Tom. He wrote Brooklyn. Please comment down below if you know how to pronounce it, because still struggling. Next is another Asian inspired, which is Kushingora. Help. This isn't going well. Next is Michael Odaji. He wrote the word Warlight, which I didn't like, but I remember talking to someone and they asked me who the author was, and I couldn't tell them. So, next is actually quite a few of the characters in the Strange Dreamer, Muse of Nightmares characters. Like, is it pronounced Sahari or Sahari? Asaria. Please comment below if you know. I'm struggling. In Arlfang. Oh. So the next one is the Forgotten Truth, which is a book of his read for uni, which is from by Huston Smith. Now, my state, which is New Mexico, is right next to the state of Texas. If you're watching and you're not American. Anyway, the way that Houston is pronounced, written out on the actual book, does not look like the same Houston that I'm used to. It looks like the literally Houston or Huston. And so for the entire time I was reading the book, I was referring to him as Huston Smith. Why? I don't understand. Also, we're doing a thing on metaphysics. I keep calling it metaphysics. What is wrong with me? I don't know. And the last book is actually not even a book. Well, it is a book, but anyway, it's an author name. He's a monk. It's basically about Buddhism. Anyway, he's a famous monk. He's still alive, I believe. I believe it's how you pronounce his name is Thich Nhat Hanh. Please tell me how to pronounce his name, because I love his writing. It's so beautiful. But obviously it doesn't do me any good if I cannot pronounce it. So yeah, that's just great. Okay, well, I think I've accomplished managing to speak things and saying words that I can't pronounce. So thank you, Paige, for tagging me in this craziness and also exposing the fact that I cannot pronounce things and that I still need to learn how to say some things properly without doing whatever this is. So yeah. So please, if you enjoy this video, actually, wait. I'm going to tag a few people before I do this. So I'm going to obviously link page down below, but I'm definitely going to tag a few. Let me see. Let me just go onto my Instagram and see who I can tag that I know that has YouTube. So let me see here. You know what? Instead of wasting my time, I'm just going to put the tags down below in the description as well. So, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this tag. Please go give some love to Paige. And I will see you in my next video. I'll talk to you later. Please like and subscribe if you like. And I'll see y'all later. Bye.